Morgan SLV here. Hey, hope you're having a great morning. Let's go over a couple things. First of all, it's July 7th, 2010. Gold is at 12.01, up about $7. Silver's at 18.06, up about 23 cents since the last time I checked it out. I want to go over a couple things with you. Let's talk about the stimulus and the time frame that I'm looking at here. First of all, the time frame that I'm looking at is, think about how many quarters since the 1990s, that we have not had some sort of a stimulus from our government, from the people that are running the U.S. If you notice that when we do run through a stimulus, we get a brief bounce in some kind of numbers, like when you had the cash for clunkers thing, or $8,000 home credit. The sales went up. Well, what happens is you pull those sales forward that would not normally happen at that particular time. You pull them forward. Then you have a dip, and so the bottom line is this: it's better to let the free market choose what happens. When you start having teaser rates on homes, you end up with malinvesting. You end up with people paying way too much for a property. Then the loans ratcheting up, after their 2 to 5 year teaser rates, and then you end up with this huge housing bubble that we got here, right? I mean, I think we can all follow the dots on this, especially since it's already happened. One of the people that called it, though, is Peter Schiff. Check him out sometime. Another thing I want to talk about is this: that the stimulus, for the most part, at least this last round, as I'm talking right now, is mainly being shared by the big players. I'll give you a case in point. My favorite bank here in Sacramento, California, is River City Bank. They're not getting any sort of a bailout. I've noticed they've cut staff and they've cut hours. I mean, what's next? Are they going to be going away? I hope not. But they're not getting any of that. They're not getting to take advantage of any of that kind of stimulus. It's only the big players that are well connected. And I find that kind of interesting. Another thing is this: interest rates must rise eventually. In other words, when you lower interest rates lower than the market would normally set them, you're punishing savers. You're rewarding borrowers and punishing savers. The bottom line is this: is that if you leave the interest rates at too low for too long, such as they are now, what you're basically telling the public is there's no value, there's no time value in money. In other words, if you save $1 today and you wait a few years to spend it, I can guarantee you it's not going to be worth a buck, right? We got inflation happening and whatnot. It's going to deteriorate that dollar. So that's a losing bet, absolutely, for the person that's saving that dollar. That's why we need the interest rates to be set at where the market would normally set them, not what the government chooses to, or the Fed, excuse me. So another thing is that Russia right now, there's some grumblings going on in Russia right now. Now, I talked to you in my last video that China said they hate us, which I'm going to leave that alone. These guys are all in bed together. That's the way I feel about it. If you follow the money, it cracks me up. So us as Americans have made malinvestments because of our artificially low interest rates. The Chinese, I don't know who's driving their boat, but can't they figure out we don't have the cash to pay them back? How they think we're going to pay them back is beyond me. I don't know. Are we going to, I don't know. Are we sending all of our military over there? Did they buy and pay for something we don't know about yet? That whole cash for clunker thing, China is the one that came up with that, not us. It cracks me up. It was all sold to the American people like, hey, this will really get our auto industry going. No. The reason that even happened is because China said we're not going to take any more of your debt. We're not buying any more of those damn bonds unless you give us something, which is, i.e. the cars that we smashed and sent over there. And who knows what it cost us to actually get rid of those cars. But as far as the Russian people are talking about is possibly going back to a gold-based currency. I got to be honest with you. Based on everything that I've studied, I don't know. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I don't know if it's ever going to happen anywhere. As a matter of fact, Mike Maloney said this. He goes, all fiat currencies suck. It kind of cracked me up when he said that. But it's the truth. Even if they go back to some kind of coinage, they'll figure out a way to put pot metal in it, or they'll take some of the silver out of it, or some of the gold out of it, and they'll continually debase the currency. Man is greedy. Man is definitely greedy, and our government is they're no exception. And the other thing is this: is that whenever you whenever you make an investment, I used to buy and sell cars because I love cars. I had a lot of skin in the game. If I went out, I'll give you for example. If I go out and got a normal car, say like a Toyota Camry, my basic business model was $750 profit. That meant if I got a great deal on that car and I could make my $750 profit and I could go ahead and sell it to somebody else, maybe $500 or $600 or $700 back a book, they got a great deal on it and I made my $750 and I got to go on and do another car. And so I never tried to hit a home run on every deal, but I had skin in the game, meaning this: I bought a Jag. I bought 2 Jags in a row because I just think they're pretty cars. One of them was like a 1971, which was really awesome. The other one was like a 1986. Okay, the 71 my mom drove, and she loved the car. It was great. We eventually sold it, and I think I at least got most of the money that I had into it. So I didn't have much skin in the game after that one, but I didn't make anything. The 86, I was that month alone, I think I lost about $11,000 total. That was right after 9/11. And I'll tell you what, I had skin in the game and I was allowed to fail. Now guess what? I don't buy and sell cars anymore to that degree. I have sold a few, probably 15 or 20 since 9/11, but nothing like what I was doing at that time. So in other words, I had skin in the game and I was left to my own devices. You're either going to have a sharp pencil and pay attention to the markets and be able to survive, or you're not. So the whole deal is, I was talking to a guy, like I say, a buddy of mine about Dodge, and he says, well, Dodge is too big to fail, and the U.S. is too big to fail. And I looked him right in the eye, and I said, you know what? Eventually, China is going to want something other than what, right? We're selling them bonds. They give us cash. We give them basically nothing in return, right? We're not giving them any hard assets other than our cash for clunker kind of thing. And who knows what they're going to want next. And like I said, Peter Schiff was talking about, we have China penciled in for $5 trillion more. I don't think we're going to get it. He seems to think we're not going to get it either, I believe. So, you just got to really pay attention to what's going on out there. Let me mention some names again you should be studying. Peter Schiff. By the way, go Schiff for Senate if you can. Give him a peek. I'm not telling you to support him. I'm telling give him a peek. And I think if you found your way to my videos, I think you're going to be blown away when you see him. Mike Maloney, Robert Kiyosaki, DaVinci J15. Those guys, Jason Hummel. Check him out, man. That guy's really astute. And just kind of check out what's going on. If you're in California, Sacramento area, I know where you can get bullion for cash. You walk in. Nobody knows who you are, and nobody knows when you walk in, and no one knows who you are when you walk out. It's kind of a nice deal. And it's all legit. The bullion shop that I use here in Rockland, Matt and all them guys, they're really good guys. They're friends with Jason Hummel. They really know what's going on. They have a large selection. Keep that in mind. The other thing, check out SBI. Check out To Create a Website by Lisa. Her name's Lisa. ToCreateAWebsite.com. Check that out. And just kind of share that. Share it with people. Show them there's another way. Show them that you don't have to be jobless in this jobless recovery we have going on here. That's a joke, right? But yeah, please share that stuff. And if you guys have any questions, comment on my blog, comment on my site, and I'll do my best to answer your questions for you. And once again, I appreciate everybody's help on what I'm doing. My friends and family, they're all real encouraging, and I'm looking forward to. I'm going to be creating an ebook. We're getting started on that. As a matter of fact, I'm looking for some help on that, and it's going to be good. And I think it'll be good. I think it'll be good for the world at large. And that's my prayer, is that I'm able to help change the planet. One person at a time, and if I can help one person, it's all been worth it to me. So once again, we'll be talking to you soon. Morgan SLV out.